Hi, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Eads. This is Mrs. Eads in a mask. Mrs. Eads will take off her mask during the day and you can see my whole face. But I did want to show you what I look like with my mask on and then without my mask. I'm going to go over a couple of things with your parents real quick. On my first video, you might have already seen this. My name is Mrs. Eads. We have my email address. We have my remind, and thank you parents, some of you have already signed up for this. It is super easy. All you're going to do is go to this number, 81010, and then in the text message bar, you're going to text this at 22GE6EF. And then my phone number is down at the bottom, 574-952-5054. So I'm going to ask you to sign up for Remind as soon as possible because that's what I'm going to use as communication with you for the most part. A couple of things that I'm going to talk to you about today is my Eads editorial. It would be like a paper communication. This is going to be in your child's red folder, and I'll get to the red folder in a minute. Eads editorial is kind of like just a newsletter that'll come home periodically. It's not weekly, it's not monthly, it's just when you need to know something, and I think it might help you to have it in writing. The first thing I want to talk to you about is masks. I do know that masks are not mandatory for kindergarten through second graders. However, I am going to strongly suggest that all children have a mask on. It's not only for their safety, but it's for my safety also. I try to stay on top of CDC. I am from Marshall County, and you may or may not know, but Marshall County is a hot spot right now, and I personally know many people that have COVID-19 right now. It's a scary thing, and so I am strongly suggesting that all of our whole class have masks. You'd be surprised at what I can have your child do opposed to what you maybe ask them to do. And when they see that most of the kids in here will have a mask on, because I know a lot of parents have already told me they're going to send their child with a mask, it's a lot easier for everybody to have a mask. And so that part of it would be, okay, I can deal with. I do want you to know that we won't be wearing a mask the entire day. When we are socially distanced between each other, we can have mask off time, and we've also been able to we'll be able to go outside, and so when we're outside we can have no mask. So it's not like I'm going to put your child in a mask the entire day, but I am going to strongly suggest that you wear a mask. If your child does not have a mask on, I'm not going to be able to come within the 6 feet to help them. I have 2 brand new newborn grandbabies at home, and I don't want to risk, myself getting it. So that's why I'm just talking so strongly about everybody having a mask. My next thing that I'd like to talk about is Remind one more time. If you could just sign up as soon as possible. Again, you text the message at 22GE, those are lowercase, 6 and lowercase EF, to the number 81010. And this is just, I can text, and I can text you things like, so-and-so is having a great day today. So-and-so is a little upset today. Is there something that I need to know about? I can do it individually with one parent. I can do it with 2 to 3 parents in a small group, or I can do the entire class. So it's just really easy for me to communicate with you, a small group, or a bigger, larger, the whole class group. The next thing I'm going to go to is your red folders. Each child will have a red folder that will be supplied by the school. They'll get it on the first day. This is for you and I to communicate with paper communication. Any transportation changes that your child may have. Let's say you need them to go to grandma's house. So you have to have that transportation change in writing And the best way to do it for me to see it is in that red folder. Don't let your children get into that red folder. That is just for you and I, and so that I'm guaranteed, hopefully, to get every note that you send me. If you have lunch money that you need to send in, that lunch money needs to come in that red folder. Lunch money needs to be in a sealed envelope with your child's name, my name, and you can just put a K on it for kindergarten. It can be in a sealed baggie. Anything that you can figure out that's sealed is fine as long as it has their name, my name, and a letter K for kindergarten. The things that I will send home to you, like my Eads editorial, will come home to you. It will be on the keep at home side, and the things that you want me to see, you will put on the return to school side. And those folders need to go home every day and come back every day. Now, I'm going to admit there have been days when I've forgotten to send them home, and I know that there will be days that you will forget to send them in. We will do the best we can. If you could just try really hard, I'm going to try really hard, not to forget. Usually I do pretty good, but yeah, there are days. Anyway, so anything though that is left in that folder has to be thrown away that next morning when it comes in. So if you don't take out your things that I send home to you, I have to throw them away when I go through them. I have to wear gloves and everything to go through your folder. So make sure that you go through that folder each night. If I do forget, I try to send a remind and say, hey, I forgot to send red folders home tonight. Don't panic, they'll go home tomorrow. Okay, so if that happens to you, you just text that to me and let me know. Okay. Next thing that I want to talk to you about is backpacks. Backpacks, please send your child with a backpack every day. Sometimes we have very few papers that go home. Sometimes we have a lot. So I just make sure that they have a backpack so we can put everything in. The next thing that comes up that I'm going to talk to you about is their water bottle. So they'll have a water bottle every single day, and that water bottle needs to be a reusable one that you wash out every night. We have no drinking fountains here at the school. We do have refilling stations so that they can fill their water bottle, but they can't get a drink from it. So it's important that you have a reusable water. I use this. This is one that I use. I have a couple others that I bring in just because there's no water available to the children, and you'll need something that they can fill up. They can keep their water bottle right at their desk, and then it will go in their backpack so that you can wash it out that night and send it full the next morning. If we have a leak or something like that, don't worry, we'll take care of it here. Okay, absences. If your child is absent, you need to call the school, and the best number to call is 772-1633. You'll probably be given a menu, and you can pick the absent menu, and you will just say that my child is ill today, they won't be coming in. I don't know if they ask you any other questions. You might have like a little prompt that you go from. Then when your child returns back to school, in that red folder, you will write a note saying, my child was absent on such and such a date, not feeling well, had a fever, whatever it was. If you have a doctor's note, you just write my name on it, make sure your child's name is on it, and that comes in the red folder. And that's a good way that we communicate and get all of those taken care of. Your child will have so many absences, and if they are not like parent excused or doctor excused, then it goes into a category where you'll be contacted by the principal, and we don't want that to happen. So I'm just trying to tell you, when you have an absence, that's how you go about it. Okay, the next thing, I hate to ask this, but I know that our materials and school supply list is large, but I am asking for a couple of other things, and this is the reason why. It's because of the virus. We cannot share things, so I am asking for a few extra things to be brought in. I would like 2 cans of Play-Doh. You can go to Dollar Tree and you can buy a pack of 4 for $1. You can send 2 in right now when you get them and keep the other 2. If they don't get the lid on tight and they dry out, I can say, hey, could you send in another can of Play-Doh, and you can send one of those back in too. Another thing is one watercolor paint container. You can buy those at the dollar store also. At Dollar Tree, Dollar Store, Family Dollar probably has them. I'm not 100% sure. But it looks like a paint palette and it's got a paintbrush in it. Very simple. We just use water. That way they're not using paintbrushes that I have to clean and disinfect and the paint and all of that. We still want to do the things that we do. We just have to do it differently. Another thing is one coloring book, and that coloring book can be anything that your child likes. When we have things that not everybody can work on at the same time, I may have your child do a little color page, just so that they have something to do, or if we have some downtime, color, Play-Doh, the painting, things like that. One other thing I'm looking for, and this is not on my list, but I'm going to put it out there because I went shopping for it and I couldn't get enough. There are travel toothbrush cases. They're about this long. They pull apart in the middle. They're about this big around. They hold 5 pencils perfectly. If I can sharpen their pencils, 5 of them, and we put them in that case, they're guaranteed to have sharpened pencils, and then they're not sharing, they're not going to my container and pulling them out. It's just a better way of not having the kids touch different things. So if your child, or if you can find one of those toothbrush travel cases, they're plastic. In the past, I've always gotten them at Walmart, and they've been, I don't know, maybe $1, and they come in all different colors. I don't care what color they bring. I will put their name on it, and it will be theirs to keep if you can find it. And these things don't have to come in on the first day. As soon as you can get them in, that's fine. Another thing that I'm going to talk to you about is snacks, and snacks are going to be a little different this year. In the past, we went to all snacks or birthday treats had to be store-bought. Well, the same is true. However, they have to be individually wrapped. So you can't get cupcakes from Finger Hut. Unfortunately, I know that's a killer because I love them too, and they're easy. You can't get cupcakes, the mini cupcakes from Walmart or someplace like that. I gave some examples on my paper. Little Debbie individual snacks are great. They have Star Crunches, they have zebra cakes, they have things that Valentine's Day that are individually packed. Those are all perfect. Little bags of potato chips, little bags of goldfish, anything like that. As long as it's individually packed, we're good to go. And your child is welcome to bring a birthday treat on their birthday for the entire class. Right now, our number is at 21. If it changes, I will send a reminder to everyone and let them know. And we do snack every day that we can. I will be doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this week, and then the first person or the first parent that sends me a remind and says they want to do it, we do it for a week at a time. That way you get 1 week and you're done. So we do have, there might be some people that repeat, but for the most part, I haven't ever ran into a problem with it. We just 1 week and over and done. If we have a birthday, we don't usually do snack on that day because we have the birthday treat. So if you would like to do it for the first full week, just send me a reminder and say, hey, I got this covered. And I appreciate that. Okay. And so the last thing is another item that I'm asking you to buy, but you don't have to. This is just for you. We have 1 bottle of hand sanitizer that was given to us for our entire class. So that's not going to last too long. So I just thought, if you would like, you can bring a small, or you can send a small hand sanitizer with your child, and they can keep it at their desk, in their desk, and it will just be for their use. However, you do need to make sure that it is, I believe it's 70% alcohol, so it kills the germs. I have different sprays and things like that that I will be using on their desk and tabletops and things that we need to do, doorknobs and the railings and just high touching areas. So I will take care of those things, but if you would like to send a hand sanitizer in, that would be perfect. That is all I have on my Eads editorial at this point. I know it's a lot, but other things that I will be sending home to you. I will be sending a little letter about me, kind of giving you my background information, and anything that comes from the office. Hopefully, you've received the packet of all the papers that you have to sign. I think they're online. I'll check into that and I'll make sure you know about it. But when you registered your child, usually that's when they do that. Keep in mind there's a swim paper in there, and swimming is postponed. However, kindergarten doesn't swim at all. They don't start swimming until first grade. So, and those papers are online. If you don't have access to online, I know that they will give you a hard copy, and they usually do that at registration. So I'll just check to make sure that you got it, and we should be good to go on that one also. If there's anything else that comes up between now and Wednesday, I will include it in your child's red folder. And I don't know. I think that's everything that I needed to go over. I'm looking forward to a fun year. I'm looking forward to meet all your little people that you'll be sending in. And if you have any questions or concerns or any comments that you need to talk to me about, feel free to give me a call. Feel free to text me. I'm good with it all. Thank you. Bye-bye.